Hello all. March 17th, 2012. Well, we're at the end of a 4-day rain and missed quite a storm last night. So it's time to get outside and let's take a look while we talk oil and what's happening in oil news. So let's immediately go find out what happened Friday. Yes, what did happen Friday? Where Brent crude prices did something very unusual. Let's take a look. It started out down here at 122.5. Then it went straight up to 123 and sort of floated above that and then went right back down to 122.5. And it went all the way up, just, sort of like this, and just kept doing this, and then kind of flattened out up here at 126. So basically 126.1 or something, or 01 I think it was. Again, this is all the danger zone, all up in here, especially up in here. Let's go on up. Let's just go out, so we'll find out how the supply is doing. I've checked gas stations all yesterday. I was out and about, and there were no lines anywhere, and I saw petrol as low as $4.23. So it's coming down in some places and going up in others. Okay, we're at the bay. Look out, our usual spot, and I see a really big drastic change since our last update. Let's take a look. There's a new one coming in. So the cost of living in the U.S. has surged 6% in February. Most of that, gasoline prices and everything that food price rise. People that do services have to, pass their prices on to you. So that's another thing that's happening. Let me take on a couple issues with a couple of our commenters on Pink Barrio. One of our watchers and readers of Pink Barrio is Mark from the UK, and one of his comments talked about shooting the messenger, or at least that's what I call it. It's where you try to give out the message of peak oil and what's happening, and people you tell it to come back at you with as if you're insane or nut. I've been involved with the peace movement. I grew up in the 60s, the Vietnam era, and this shoot the messenger issue has always been there. I had the exact same situation as Mark. You'll have to go down and read his comments, the blog section. Just go all the way down, you'll see it. But this issue of trying to tell other people about peak oil and that, I just don't think we can convince anybody of anything. And the reason is because they're programmed to believe in the system. And because they are programmed to believe in the system, I'm hiding you from the wind. You would have to, it's important that they just learn this on their own, and if they don't, as Carl Sagan said, we're way overpopulated. We're almost 7 billion people, or we are 7 billion people, or maybe even a little higher. Do you know that before humans had oil, like 30,000 years ago, that cannibalism was a normal thing, according to an article I just read on BBC Science? Now, so when we run out of oil, it's going to be serious. And for those that keep informed, get their body ready by keeping in shape and eating right and getting the equipment they're going to need, such as solar panel, this, that, and the other, purely for lighting, because after a while, there won't be any mobile phones or anything else. So basically the only thing they use it for is lighting. So you don't really need all that much. My point is that the shooting the messenger, don't waste your time trying to convince people that there's peak oil. Just go about your business and just know that there's peak oil. Okay, let's just go off onto a different subject. Okay, I wanted to address his comment because I didn't have room to write all of what I thought. Sometimes I'll just talk about it. So that'll be the next thing, is we'll talk about Rocky Anderson. I made a video on March 15th that has some long-term oil that would be really good information for yourself, and if you really are insistent on trying to convince others of something they don't want to believe, there's some serious facts in there that would be pretty hard to disagree with. We have a comment on the Rocky Anderson video from Calvin Lehman. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The reason I didn't respond too well in writing, it was just easier to respond in video. Nobody more wants to like or want Rocky Anderson to be a candidate, a viable candidate, but I really question why he isn't on the internet at least every day, or at least every other day. You know, I mean, he talks about the internet is going to elect him, but yet he's not here. You know, you and I, we're the internet. He hasn't contacted any of us that we know of. Now, he did have a seminar in San Francisco, and I just got the video and I'm just starting to watch it, and I like what I see. So we're not saying that he's not the right person. He may be. And before I leave, I'm in that same poppy field that I was my last couple of videos, where all the flowers were so bright. And this is what happens when you put water on top of poppies. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but if you look right down here, see the yellowing? You can't get poppies wet. Once they get wet, they mold, the flowers fall off, and they sort of die back. Another note, as soon as the weather clears enough, I'm going to go riding out to the beaches and looking to see if there's any debris coming in from Japan's earthquake. That ought to be an interesting video. Go check out my March 15th video also. And let's go look at some products. Okay, here's our first one, LED light bulbs. 5 watts, 10 pack, come in a 10 pack for $149. They last 10 times longer than regular, and they're only drawing 5 watts, but their output is 60 to 90 watts. Okay, this is a video on this guy right here. So just go to Pink Barrio and you'll get the link of the video of this little hamster. It's for animal people. Thanks a lot for all the interactions and the new subscribers on the YouTube channel. And until next time, peace out.